Okay, 30, 60. Look, you have a rad 3 and 2, so I kind of use division to help you guys out because you guys all know multiples. You all know that that 30 goes into 60 twice, 30 goes into 93 times, and so you're going to use that to your benefit. So here's what I mean. Okay, sometimes you're only going to have most of the time, you're only going to have one of the angles mentioned. So that means the other one is 60. If this is 30, this is 60. If this is 60, this is 30. And if this is 60, this is 30. So you just have to recognize that it's a 30, 60, 90 special right triangle. Okay, how do you know what side goes where? Okay, you guys should know the hypotenuse is always opposite that 90 degrees. Okay, your hypotenuse is always the 2 side, but how do you know that if, say, that saying doesn't work with you? 30 and 60, if you think of division, 30 goes into 60 2 times. So that side length should be a 2 because 30 goes into 60 2 times. If you do division again, 30 into 90, because that's a 90-degree right triangle, 90 and 30 goes into 90 3 times, but because we're kind of using it as a shortcut, it's a rad 3. And then how many times does 60 go into 90? Obviously, it's a decimal, but we're not using it for actual arithmetic. It's a shortcut. And so this is your one side. So your 30-60 hypotenuse is always 2. Your legs are always 1 in rad 3. The 30-90 side is rad 3. The 60-90 side is 1. So if you come here, 30 goes into 60 2 times. 60 goes into 90 once. 30 goes into 93 times, but it gets the radical. That's it. So you just have to make sure you understand how to label it correctly so that your answer has a shot of being correct. 30 goes into 60 twice, 30 goes into 93 times, it gets the radical, 60 goes into 90 once. 30 goes into 62 times, 30 goes into 93 times with the radical, 60 goes into 90 once. That's it. Okay, so if we now move to number 7, okay, let's do shortcut. If you guys are doing shortcut, if this is 60, this angle is 30. Okay, 30 goes into 60 2 times, 60 goes into 90 once, 30 goes into 93 times, but it gets the radical. Okay, so now, which is your scale factor? Right there, 5 and 2. In order to get the scale factor, you always divide. You create a ratio because that's a statement of proportionality. So what's 5 divided by 2? All right, you have to decide for yourself, which do you prefer? Do you prefer the 2.5 or do you prefer the 5 halves? I'm going to use the 5 halves. So I'm using this as my scale factor. Okay, so what do? If I want to find out what M is, it's the red reference times my scale factor. So it's not going to, look, if I multiply the 2, what is rad 3 times 5 over 2? It's going to be 5 rad 3 over 2. For those of you that want to use a 2.5, you just have to be careful that if you're taking a state test, it does not like decimals. So even though this is an equivalent correct answer, it's not, special right triangles do not like decimals. It should be integers, ratios, simplified radicals. Okay, so this is it. And then if you guys grab a calculator, rad 3, click out, you can't see, times 5 over 2, and there's your 5 rad 3 over 2. Your calculator, as long as you have this fraction button, the calculator will do it for you. So do not hit SD. I do not want a decimal. I want that simplified radical answer. Always. No decimals. Okay, so how do I find N? N is just 1 times your scale factor. So what it was 1 times 5 halves, 5 halves. And that's your answer. Bless you. Okay, 8. We're just going to go, it's 4 minutes. Let's just make it longer. Yeah? Or do you guys want the formal method? I could do it tomorrow formally, because I gotta do this anyways, because there's all the abscesses because of the rally. So, okay, here, let's label. If this is 30 degrees, 30 goes into 62 times, 30 goes into 93 times, but it gets the radical, 60 goes into 91s. Okay, where's your scale factor? Right here. The calculator will clean everything up for you. So what's my scale factor when I have a fraction within a fraction? My numerator is a fraction. Oh, it's a 2. Ah, look at me. Yeah, I copied it right? Yes. All right, whatever. Okay, thank you. All right, so throw that in the calculator. So if you hit the fraction button twice, so click, click, 4 rad 3, 3 over 2. 4 rad 3, 3 over 2. It's going to give me 2 rad 3 over 3, and so I get 2 rad 3 over 3. And so this is my scale factor. Why is that? You guys know how to reciprocal. What's the reciprocal of 2 over 1? 1 over 2. So this gives me the 1. 2 goes into 4 2 times, and that's why we're getting 2 rad 3 over 3. Okay. Okay, what's m and what's n? M is rad 3 times 2 rad 3 over 3. Okay, you can use the calculator, but let's try and do it by perfect squares. What's rad 3 times rad 3? Rad 9. What's the square root of 9? 3. So I'm left with 2, 3, 3, and so that gives me 2. And so if you throw it in the calculator, rad 3 times 2 rad 3 over 3, and you get 2. Okay, n, what is 1 times 2 rad 3 over 3? 2 rad 3 over 3. So sometimes it can be really easy. Other times you might be more dependent on the calculator, and so you just have to practice with the calculator. That's it. Technically, if they really want you to master it, you kind of, you guys are always allowed calculators, but you can technically do these without a calculator, where you could take a quiz or a test and they say no calculator at all, because they want to know, can you simplify radicals, meaning you know radical rules, you know your perfect squares. Okay, this is a long video, it's like 8 minutes. And then I'll post them all up.